My name is Danny and I will give you the webinar today. So firstly, we'll take off with a quick introduction to AvaTrade, what services we have that can assist you with your journey, what functions in here in this facility, which is called a web trader, we can use to assist you on your adventure. And thank you very much. Thank you, Frederick, Zil, great. On the second part, we'll be more practical, so we'll discuss logic behind certain decisions, buy and sell, and some things here at the upper right, value, lot, what it means, margin, leverage. Okay, we'll get to those things. The second part is the majority of the webinar, and it's a very practical part. And lastly, if we'll have additional time, perhaps we'll discuss some analysis, very on a nutshell, but just to have the idea of how it can be done and what kind of approach you can have. Okay, and it's important to know that any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only and should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Okay, now I wanted to say that the webinar is recorded, and I do get this very frequent question that if somebody could get the recording after the webinar, right? The recordings. And I can tell you that you can just find it on YouTube on our channel, typically even today, hopefully even today. And you can go there to our channel and enjoy all kind of videos, not just this webinar, but all the other webinars recorded. And yeah, all the content there is for you to use. And as many of you know, we exist since 2006. We have 9 licenses worldwide. Our customer service can be found right here at the bottom left. As I mentioned, this platform is called a web trader. And it may be the desktop version, but it's also in the app, okay, on AvaGo. So it might look a bit different. I have to say though that it might not look like that when you are logging into the website, and that's exactly how you get to the to see this screen. You just have to log in with your email and password, okay. But if it doesn't look like that, you can click on the web trader or web trading button, which can be found after you are logging in. And if it still doesn't look like that, you can just contact customer service and they will apply it on your account. Okay, like I said, customer service is reachable via either the email here or at the bottom left. Right here you have the chat or the WhatsApp, whatever you prefer. Okay, so customer service, as we said, obviously will take care of customer service queries, and we also have a senior account manager. It's a privilege that not many other companies has anymore. And what a senior account manager can do is he can basically assist you along your journey from A to Z, and he can assist you with a trading plan, with a strategy, with also education, risk money management. Basically, a senior account manager can assist you with all the trading side. You can address him on his email or on the chat, as I have explained right here. Okay, you can ask for an account manager to be assigned on your file, but usually it happens automatically, depend on the eligibility. After you've made a deposit, the senior account manager should contact you. If it doesn't happen, you can ask for somebody to be assigned through the chat, as I've explained. Okay. And we are simply going to carry on with the web trader, but before we do that, I would like to say that the platforms that we also have listed here, which is MT4 and MT5, and we also have AVA options and AVA social. I don't want to expand too much about AVA options. There is really no point to waste time on that because this is not an options webinar and the concept is entirely different. Okay, but the app itself is very innovative. I would suggest for anybody who wants to trade options to just check the app because it looks very good and it has very accessible tools to help you with your predictions. There is also a nice video about it, which you can find on our YouTube channel as well. And yeah, and that's it about the AVA options. I would like to say a few words about AVA Social though, because this is a webinar for beginners, and AVA Social has a huge contribution for beginners in terms of the functions that it offers. One of them is follow, the other one is copy. Okay, if I'm following someone, it looks very much in a form of lists. You see lists, you can download the app. The app is called, like I said, Avasocial. You quickly download it to your device, and then you're allowed to choose from certain lists to either follow a trader or to copy a trader. When you're following someone, you're getting the information from his positions. So if he's taking a position, you're going to get this information, and you can do it similarly. You can execute it the same way, or you can make your own modifications and then execute it. But the point is that you're getting somebody's strategy without doing anything. Okay, of course the positions will be executed by you, but the whole process is happening automatically. Okay, so you can keep it in your sheets, you can use it, and then like I said, execute it. And we have the other functions. So follow means that I'm going to get notifications with the person I'm following. Okay, I'm going to get his positions and I can do it or not. Copy means that the same exact process, but it will also execute the positions automatically. Okay, so if I'm copying someone, I'm actually linking my account to his account, and my account will do the same as his account automatically. Following means that the positions will not be executed automatically, but I still get the information of his positions. Okay, now I highly recommend you to download it and try. The natural order would probably be to follow someone just for a bit and then to copy, but it's not mandatory. I can just pick somebody who I think that is good and just copy his trades. I also can adjust the difference with the lot size, and there is an ability to customize it in a way that makes sense. Of course, if I'm following someone that has 200,000 or 500,000 in his account, and I will with only 10K, I might get into a problem. Okay, if he's taking a considerable position or his tradings are bigger than I'm used to, so 10K might not be enough. So I can modify that and I can adjust it in between, so it would make sense to me. Okay, so we went through all of that. Let me just put this one here at the bottom. Okay, because what I'm going to show you now are functions that can be only found with the WebTrader and the AvaGo, so it would make sense to put it separately. Okay, I'm going to unify those. Yeah, great. So the WebTrader, what I'm going to show you now are a couple of things, like I said, it can be found only here or on AvaGo. And what I'm going to show you to begin with will be the signals. Okay, we're going to look at the signals. Oh, first I want to show you how to access it from the outside, because when I'm in the, okay, I'll explain it very simply. On the signal section, if you get into the section, you scroll down and you can find an asset that already has a signal, right? Because that's the signal section. The advantage looking from the outside, of course, there are categories as well, but the advantage of looking from here, see there is a blue lightning icon, is if I want a particular asset, let's suppose I don't want to go through the list over there on the section, I just want to trade gold, and I would like to know if it has a signal or not. Okay, so I'm simply putting here a gold. I don't know if you could see. Look, I have scrolled it. I've scrolled it up and down. Okay, by clicking on the two tiny arrows here, and then it allows me to see the lists. Okay, and then I can search it here. Okay, now if I'll search it here, and then I click on gold, it's not going to show me if it has a signal or not. This is why I have to place it here. See, so there is search symbol. I'm going to put down gold. I'm going to click gold from the list, and it's going to show me that gold actually has a signal. So what I can do is I can click on the signal, and I have it right here. Okay. Now, if I'm not looking up for a particular asset, okay, the other way around. Let's suppose that I'm not creating something specific, but I do want to use the signals section. So what I can do is I can go to the section, and it's already showing me by linear. Oh, it's already here, you see? But it's showing me also the advantage here is to see when the signal was baked, okay, when it was produced. You see signal produced, and then it's showing me the time length. This is the newest, going down. Okay, it will be the oldest. Okay, and then I can just pick something. Now, how does that work exactly? What are signals? Signals are instructions basically of how to buy and how to sell. Okay, in other words, if I'm going to click here on the view signal, I can see that, let's take that oil, crude oil, okay, was analyzed when it was 83.03 with a take profit at 82.7 and a stop loss at 83.55. Okay, but the take profit, what does it do to take profit? Take profit closes the position automatically with the profit. Don't worry, I'm not gonna explain too comprehensively about the pending order. I just want to have the idea, so when I'll explain to you about the signals, you would know what it means. Okay, so we have regular orders. Okay, we have the execution at price market. Okay, and we have pending orders. We have a few. We have execute when price hits, which I'm going to mention in a minute. We have take profit, and we have stop loss. Okay, it's very simple. Stops the position with a profit, and the stop loss stops the position with a loss. Okay, automatically when reaching the price. That means, in other words, that means, in other words, we're going to click it and see what's happening inside. As we saw, this is a sell scenario. This is a sell scenario, but this signal also offers a buy scenario. Okay, now how does that work? We're going to expand the chart to see everything nicely. And then we see that we are on 1 minute time frame. Those all the candles are 1 minute. We're just going to quickly enable the crosshair, and then we can see that you see the clock here is changing. You see time is changing. Yeah, 1 minute difference. But the problem is that in here it's showing me a daily chart. So the levels here, 85, is not something that I can see where I'm at right now. You see, the highest that I can go is actually 80, basically 82.93. But to see 85 or even 84 is not something that I can do now. 83, right? What I can do is I can match the validity to the same as it's written here, which is saying daily. Okay, I'm going to click here on the time frames, and I'm going to quickly scroll down to where it says 1D. We have here different sections: minutes, hours, days, weeks, and months. So we're going to go with 1 day. Okay, and now what we can see the 85, we can see all the nice levels that are in here. 84.35. Okay, we have the price that it was analyzed, which is that. Okay, we have the primary resistance. Okay, of course, you don't have to do what I do, guys. It's very important to know that the signal doesn't require you to do 82.7. This is where we are at right now. 92.2 is here. Okay, now you don't have to do what I do. I'm just validating what is happening on the chart to see what is most what I should go with a sell or with a buy. We have two scenarios here. Short position below 83.55. We targeted 82.7 and 82.2 in extension. This is farther than the support. Okay, this is why when I'm taking a position and we see that the take profit. Okay, I would like to clarify that before we are moving on. When I'm buying something, my intention is that the value will increase, right? I want the asset to be higher. If it goes down, I have a loss. So the reason that the take profit here is in the lower stage is because we are on a sell in this scenario. This is why we saw that the take profit was on the outside, the take profit was in the lower stage. So again, when I'm buying, I want the value to increase. If it decreases, I'm losing. And when I'm selling, I want the value to decrease. And if it goes up, I have a loss. Okay, very, very simple. Therefore, let's suppose we did some analysis. This looks fine. We have two bearish candles. Let's suppose that the sell makes sense and it still has some time to go relatively to that area as an example. So let's just quickly click on the sell. And we've already have the take profit and the stop loss embedded from the signal. And I don't have to do anything as it is looking like now. Now, I could modify the lot size and I could also modify the take profit and the stop loss if I would want to increase or decrease my possible profit or possible loss. Okay, and it seems like the ratio here is not looking too great in my personal opinion, because the profit ratio seems like 15 in profit and 65 in loss. Okay, and that might be a problem. So I can modify this in a way that makes sense, or I can simply choose the other scenario. Okay, what makes more sense to me? I'm gonna click here on the two tiny arrows, and then let's hit the buy. And the buy, the ratio looks very, very good, but I have to match it with my analysis. Okay, so as we understand, to use those signals is extremely, extremely easy. All I have to do is just to hover onto the signal section, choose what I want. Then I have two scenarios, buy or sell. Let's go with a buy. And it's already placing me the take profit and the stop loss, which we said that the take profit stops the position with a profit and stop loss stops the position with a loss. And it's very easy to understand. When I'm buying something, the take profit will be in a higher stage. And when I'm selling something, the take profit will be in a lower stage. And of course, the stop loss, when I'm buying something, will have to be in the lower stage. And when I'm selling, the stop loss has to be in a higher stage. Okay, again, you don't have to remember that. You can experiment, and I'm just giving you here the idea, so you'll be able to maneuver. it out. Does it make any difference? I really hope that it works now. Your voice is coming and going. All right, all right. I really don't know what the issue is, guys. I really have no idea what the issue is. Is the problem is that the voice is low, or is it? Let me try and reset that, perhaps. Well, I hope that it's better. I hope that it's better. As I was about to explain about the signal, as you can see, when it's not, when it doesn't show me the stop loss and the take profit, it means that the signal has already got fulfilled, right? The market has already reached a key level. Okay, so that means that the signal is not useful, and perhaps it will come back later with new analysis. But for the time being, we can't use it. Okay, just a second. Okay, great. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. Can anybody else hear me properly, guys? It's very important. I already got comment from 2 people that the sound is blurry, and I'm not sure if it's back to normal or not. Though it does show me like it's working. Just a second, guys. Oh, it's okay. Very good. Ashraf, okay, it's working. Very good. So I hope that it's back to normal. Let's finish with the signal section. We don't want to delay too much on that. Let's just carry on with ease to the news section. So what we saw now is called technical analysis. Okay, the signals are technical analysis based. We should also be able to analyze it fundamentally. That means that we can hover here to the news section. And in the news section, we have also different categories. So we have forex, stocks, commodities, indices, and cryptos. Sometimes when I'm going to click on something like that as an example, and I can find on different, you see the pre-Asia market usually has more than one asset it can be related to. And to see that, all I have to do is just to click here on the for related instrument, and then I can enjoy more than one signal as analysis. You see it's written here, very nice article that I can go through, and then I can also analyze crude oil, gold, Bitcoin, and Aussie versus dollar. I do have different things here as well. If I'm more interested in stocks, you see there are certain indices that I can analyze afterwards. You can refresh that. Very, very nice. Other than that, I can find through the market buzz, you see this globy icon here. There are all kind of analysis that can be useful. Now I've clicked on the market buzz to see what has nice fluctuations. It seems like Tesla has very nice hype around it. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon. You can just play with it and see what's more interesting to you. Okay, if I click on Tesla, it's going to open up some nice performance data here about the fluctuations. We're not gonna delay on that. I also want to show you the economic calendar. Okay, it's under the same tab here. Okay, discovery. And in here, what I can do, let's reset this, and let's reset also the countries. Oh, it seems fine. Okay, so there are a few things that I can enjoy the economic calendar. One is, of course, I can schedule on a specific day that I want to look for events, let's say from the 3rd to the 10th, so that's 1 week forward. And I would like to see what events the dollar has. Okay, so I don't want to keep looking at what we have here, the Singapore, Korea, Ireland, right? Japan. I don't wanna have any of those. So what I can do is just I can click here on United States flag, and it's gonna filter only US market news. Other than that, I can also filter it by how important the news are. If it's a major event with significant impact, it's gonna marked in red with high. If it's something in the middle, it will be medium in gray. And if it's low, it's gonna look like that. So let's suppose I want to focus only on the high events. So what I can do is click on high, and then it's going to filter only the high events. And remember, we're looking at the only those dates. And we can see that next Friday we have the NFP and we have the unemployment rate. Yesterday we had the PMI. Yeah, all kind of interesting things. The advantage, I think this is maybe the most useful thing about the economic calendar, is that you can actually add it to your calendar. And it can save you a lot of time. You can add it to your calendar and then to specify on a specific event if you want to, and you don't have to sit for hours and just wait for something. Okay, you can embed it in your calendar, and that's very comfortable. And aside from that, the way that it's made, as you can see, we have the last, right now we're looking at, let's see, the NFP as an example. So we have here the previous, forecast, and actual. Actual is only when the result has already took place. Forecast is what we anticipate it will happen. And previous is the previous result, sometimes revised from other results. But right now it seems like it's not mentioned. What else I would like to show you in here? You can also see the chart. Okay, for the dollar, euro dollar. Here we have the event. Okay, I don't want to delay about it too much because we have to hover on to the second segment and to learn some basic fundamentals. Okay, but if I want to get back to I want to clear all my choices, I'm just going to click here on the reset. In here, I guess clicking on all countries will do the job. Yeah. And to specify something, you click it again, and then you click on the specific country that you want. So I clicked on everything. Sorry, I clicked, oh, there we go. I clicked on everything, then I clicked on it again, and then I click on the country that I want, and it's showing me only what's relevant for me. This is how I can bring the date specifically to today. Okay. Very good. Okay, it's very simple to use. I think a few times it's enough for you to see that and you're getting used to the idea. Okay, and I think we covered the first part. Okay, so we can just carry on with ease. Let's find ourselves a nice asset to analyze. And then we can begin. Okay, let's go with, think last time it was gold, and I do want to expand the webinars to diverse things. I think silver might be, let's have a look at that. Yeah, that looks very nice. Okay. All right. All right. Very good. Very good. Let's also get rid of everything we have here. It's not really relevant anymore. So we're going to write down silver as we are focusing on silver. I do want you to be able not just search it manually as I did. This is why I'm going to also show you how to open it from here. So let's suppose I have the chart all the way up. So we're going to do a couple of things to just prepare the chart for us to analyze, right? To make it a little more comfortable to begin with analysis. So right now we're looking at copper. Let's suppose we want to put down silver. So the simple thing to do is just to click here where it says the asset's name. I'm just going to mark everything, just type in silver, and I'm going to click it from the list, and it became silver. Now, one of the things that I would like to do is to click here on the column price. Okay, you see that the chart is, this is the chart, and in here it's not a chart. In here it's the column price. See where the price is? And what I want to do is I want to click anywhere in here. Anywhere in here, I can click and drag. What it does is it allows me to click on the chart and move it up and down. Okay, without enabling this function, the only way that I can see higher levels is by changing to a larger time frame. And that's not always comfortable. Okay. You see, I haven't clicked it and it doesn't let me do it. So I'd rather click, drag, and then I can move it. Very, very easy. And the third thing that we would like to do is right in the middle of the toolbar, we have here an arrow. That's called a crosshair. I'm going to click it and I'm going to enable it from no crosshair to crosshair. Okay. Now, if I keep going to the right, okay, so this one we already know. We saw that's on the signal section, right? We have minutes, hours, days. Okay, yeah, you have to scroll down to see what's underneath. It's not going to let you see it if you keep it this way. The reason, toggle here, blue toggle. Okay, click and drag, either that or to scroll up and down. If I keep going to the right, we have the candlesticks. This is the regular line. We have the candlesticks. Okay, we have enabled the crosshair. In here, I can split it to two charts if I really want to. Okay, it's less relevant for us now. Indicators, very easy. You click and drag, ADX, click save, perfect. Okay, very, very easy. Other than that, we have here we have here the all kind of nice things: price line, trend line, timeline oval. Okay, that helps you capture if there is a specific area that you wanted to analyze and you're afraid that you might not remember your analysis. So this is a very nice way to just remember things on the chart. And the beauty is that it's going to save, sorry, it's going to save it for next time. And the next time that I'll be analyzing this chart, I won't have to start from clean slate. I would already know, okay, those are the levels that I had, and I can just carry on with ease. Okay. Very good. All right. So we have talked about the toolbar above the chart, and that's great. And now let's understand what the right-hand side menu has to offer. Now, how do I even open it? It doesn't matter if you click sell or buy. Let's go with a buy. Then I have this menu to the right, which I get all kind of information. This is the same place where we saw the take profit and the stop loss earlier with the signal section. Okay, let's get rid of those things for the time being. We don't really need that. Okay, and let's suppose that this is a buy, perhaps. Could look like a buy, I guess. Yeah, let's use it. Now, as you can see, if I want to land 30 to 30.6, it doesn't let me do it. You see, it gives me all kind of funky numbers, but it doesn't land exactly on 30.600. So how do I get it to exactly 30.600? I click on the line twice, click it twice quickly, and then I change it from the inside from the coordinates. I'm gonna put here 600. Let's change it to green. And great. It jumps exactly to the price that you want the price to be. So you don't have to start looking for the price, because as I have explained, you see, it doesn't necessarily give you the exact price. You see, it just doesn't do it. Okay, so let's suppose that this is going to be potentially our stop loss. Okay, again, this is just some preparations. We didn't do anything too crazy. All right, so we have the chart ready. We have some lines that I've placed. We're going to explain what each of those lines really means. I guess, can somebody guess why I have placed those lines, guys? Any idea why? Why those lines are placed like that? Support and resistance. Okay, Roberta, very good. Anybody else? Ashraf, support and resistance. Very good, very good. Roberta and Ashraf. Okay, who else? Silva, different levels on the chart. Okay, I'll accept that. So let's carry on with these. Very nice, very nice. Support and resistance as the audience here stated. And we are simply going to construct a position that would make sense to us. Of course, the easiest thing to do is just to click here on the buy, and hopefully, as long as silver is getting higher, we're going to make a profit. Okay, but the question is, should we really take a buy as it is, or there are a few things that we must do? Okay, what do you think, guys? Is that okay to execute the positions like that, or there are still a few things? So I could think about a few things that I would like to know before I'm opening the position. First of all is how, let's suppose that as I've explained, when I'm taking a buy, I want silver to get higher, right? But how much higher does it need to get for me to make a profit? Okay, if it gets to here, how much can I make? I still don't know. How much money do I need to take this position? I still don't know. Of course, it's written here, margin impact, but unless I'm going to write it down, I wouldn't know what price I'm aiming for. Okay, maybe it can get to here, maybe it can get to here, maybe to here. Okay, but what price from those prices is sufficient for me to make the amount that I want? And also, how much do I want? I can't know that either, right? So the first thing that I need to put down is definitely the target, because without the target, even if I'd make money, I wouldn't know how much, and I wouldn't know if it's good for me or not. Okay, I might take this buy now and hold this position for a month, and it will give me $5 or $10. $10 for a month is not something I'm going to be satisfied with. So how do I do that? First of all, I have to state the target. My target will be, let's say, $1,000. Okay, or maybe let's say $2,000. Let's see if we can get it with $2,000. Okay, so our target, we are planning to make on this position $2,000. Okay, great. Now, $2,000 can be done in a minute, can be done in an hour, can be done in a month, or maybe in a year. And if the validity of this position will be a year for $2,000, it comes down to less than 200 a month, which again, I'm not really sure I'm going to be happy with it, satisfied with it. Okay, yeah, that's what it comes down to a month. Of course, that's what it will be weekly, and that's not too good. So the year is not really an option. Let's say 2,000 might be per week, actually 2 weeks. Let's see, 2 weeks. Okay, so let's say 2 weeks. Target time, the next one is, of course, the movements. As we said, this helps me understand where potentially I can close the position. What can be a number that I'm going to be satisfied with making on this position? The time length helped me understand that it fits to my ambition. So 2,000 might be fine, but if I make it in a year, I'm not going to hold this position for a year. Okay, there are two things that I need to consider opening a position: spread and swap. Spread is the difference between the bid and ask. Okay, will be charged when opening a position, and we have a swap overnight fee calculated annually, okay, and appears on the position daily. Okay, two things. So if I'll hold this position for a year, maybe the swap is going to be something I have to consider. But if I'm holding it for a week or 2 weeks and I'm making $2,000, it might be a number that I can live with. Okay, we have a question here. So if you keep the trade for as long as you want, is there any cost involved? Exactly. Thank you, Ashraf. That's exactly why I wrote it down. So we said we have the spread, which is in the beginning of the position, and we have the swap. The swap is overnight fee. Okay, it's very, very easy to know what will be the swap just by clicking here on the instrument details, scrolling down, and let's refresh the page, scrolling down. Okay, and it says here overnight fee. See, overnight fee yearly for a buy and yearly for a sell. Okay, of course, this is yearly, so whatever result I'll get from that or from this, I'll have to divide by the by 360, okay, to make it daily. But it's very easy. Everything is presented here very nicely and accessibly. Okay. And as I was about to say, I think 1 year is a bit too long to make $2,000, but 2 weeks is fine. Again, 1,000 per week is not bad. Okay, now let's suppose we're going to go with that. And the next thing that we would like to find out is the movements, because as we said, silver might get to here, silver might get to here, might get to here, or it might even turn around, which we wouldn't want that because we are with a buy, right? But still, we need to know what level is reasonable, okay, in 2 weeks. So what we're going to do, because we're looking at days, okay, we're going to first change to weeks, and then we can see it on the weekly validity. Okay, we're going to place it just like that. And we can see that where we are at right now, which is 30.124, which is in here, it's not too far away from 30.6, but I still want to be sure and know that it's in reasonable length to make it in 2 weeks. Now, one of the things that I can do is simply to just analyze the previous candle. You see the 24th is last week. We see that the open here is 29.384, close is 29.081, high is 29.712, and low is 28.558. Okay, I'm not doing anything special. I am simply reading from what is here at the top left. Top left. It's not really easy to see because it's red and the background is a little dark, but I guess you can see and you can jot it down. Okay, and what we can do is we can simply subtract the open from the close. Open is when the market is open, closed is where it closed. High is the highest for buyers and low is the lowest for sellers. Okay, you can also apply RSI to help you understand a bit better, but we're not getting into that now. We are just looking at the measurements. We're looking at the difference. You see that the candle is made with two segments. We have the colored area, which is the open and the close, and we have the high and the lows, which are including the thin tails coming out of it, which gives it a little shape of hammery. It's a little hammery, right? Not entirely, but it seems this way, okay, which shows us the potential for reversal for silver. Okay, and this is already the third time that it couldn't break the, sorry, this is, let's see, it did broke the support just by a flinch, but it turned around. Okay, which, like I said, can show potential reversal. Okay, which already taking place. Maybe it has something to do with the PMI yesterday. Okay, now the other way to do it, okay, so one way to do it is by subtracting the open from the close and the high from the lows. In this case, it might be approximately $0.50 from what I see, 40 cents to be more exact, between the sorry, 30 cents between the open and the close, and between the high and the low, approximately 700 or maybe 800, which comes down to 80 cents. Okay, but one candle might not suffice any average, as it might be exceptional. You have to agree with me that this candle is smaller than those candles. This one and that one and this one and that one, right? You can see that they are all bigger. So in order to have a more precise number, I can't just rely on one signal, on one candle. I have to grasp more candles. And that might be a problem for somebody who is very busy, right? To start putting down all the numbers, adding them all together, divide them by the amount of intervals. So it's a bit time consuming. So we're going to learn about some nice indicator called average true range. You're going to click here on the indicators where it says type to filter. I'm simply going to put down AVE for average true range. I'm going to click and drag it to the right. Okay, we have simple Wilders, weight, and exponential. Right now we're going to keep it for Wilders. The length we're going to change. So the length is going to show me how many candles it goes backward, just as we wanted to do manually. So this will be one candle. Just a second, two candles. See that? So this is 1, 2, 3. Let's go. 3, 4. Okay, you get the idea. You get the idea. I think it's reasonable to go 6 or 7. Let's say 7. I think a month and 3 weeks is quite enough. Let's also change it to mustard. Just like that. Click save. Very good. And now we can see that silver approximately maneuver 1.7 cents per week. Now, where we are at right now, which is 30.1, and we wanted to aim for 30.6. 30.6 means $0.50 higher. Okay? Now, I would like to ask you guys, do you think that silver, okay, to move 3.6 is in our range or out of the range? Let me just jot it down right here. Okay, so we have the ATR, which is 1.7, and we are looking for 0.5, okay, as our target price. So of course, if 1.7 is what it can move in a week, of course it can move $0.50 in 2 weeks. Okay. Now, the question is, okay, let's first carry on. Let's simulate with what we have now. I'm going to reduce it to the bare minimum. And what we're going to do is we're going to also add here units, so we would know how many units we need. Okay, and then we can quickly put it to the test. So what I can do is I can click here on the take profit, and I can simulate if it will be this far away, 30.6. And now with the bare minimum, it seems like I'm going to make 50 quid. Okay, but that's not enough. We are looking for 2,000. Okay, so what I can do is one of two things. A, I can just increase the load size. Click here on the plus, click here on the plus, click here on the plus, but it changes that, right? It changes the price, which we don't want that. What we want is to increase the take profit, the possible profit. So we're going to keep clicking here. I'm going to click on the plus until I get to 2,000. Okay. There we go. But the problem is, okay, that it doesn't let me do it. Why it doesn't let me do it? Anybody knows? Anybody knows, guys? Okay, so let's suppose that we are now at 0.4. Okay. And it doesn't let me do it. Let's find a way why. Okay. So we have a few things. Price per unit. Okay. And we have the number of units. Load size. Exactly. But the question is, why doesn't let me do it? Which means equals value. Therefore, price per unit is, we said, 30.129 times 4,000 units equals, it's already here, but we're doing it together, so you guys will experiment how it's been done. Okay, you see it's written here already. Okay, and the next thing we have is the leverage. Leverage 1 to 10 multiplies buying and selling. Okay, very good. And we have value divided by leverage equals margin impact. Okay. Therefore, 120,500 divided by 10 equals 12,050, right? Okay. If you don't believe me, let's see. Okay, very good. Now, because I'm with 10,000, obviously it's not going to let me take the position, right? We don't have a lot of money. We don't have enough money. So what I can do is one of two things. I can, if I still want to carry on with the position, and I don't have enough money for the position. So what I can do is one of two things. A, I can add more funds. I can deposit to the account more funds. I insist to take the position, okay? Or I can just adjust it. I can adjust it and perhaps maybe take it additional in the future. So what do I mean by that? Let's take that by half. And instead of 40, we're going to go with, instead of 40, we're going to go with 0.20, which stands for 2,000. The reason is the lot size here is 1 to 10,000. So if we're going to put here 1, it will be 10,000. Therefore, 0.2 means 2,000. How I can possibly know that? You just, like I said, you can experiment. You put 1 and you see how it goes. And then you can know the lot size. The other way to know it is by clicking here on the instrument details, and it's written right here. Yeah, right here. Oh, sorry, right here. Lot size 10,000. Very, very easy. Okay, so as we said, one thing is to add more funds. The other way is just to reduce the lot size. And we are going to reduce it by half from 0.4 to 0.2. Okay, but to make 2,000, we have to increase the length between our entry to the take profit, right? Now, I'm not sure that I would like to give up my analysis. I think we're going to stay with 1,000. I could do further analysis and pick a higher price. We still can do it. The ATR allows us. The ATR is in a much higher range. Actually, 1.7 on top of the current price is, let's do 30.15 plus 1.7743. That's actually somewhere around very close to the resistance. Okay, we're not going to do that now. I'd rather just adjust my plan. It's much easier this way. Okay, and everything made pure sense. We have take profit. We can make 1,000 as we adjusted. We have confirmed it with the ATR. Okay, we choose 0.5 out of 1.7. Of course, I could go for more. I could go for 0.6 or even $1 or even $1.5. I could do that. It's still in the range, right? I could even go for more than that, but then it will be beyond the range. Okay, now what about so take profit, if it gets to the green line, I'm making almost 1,000, and that's wonderful. Let's be precise about that. Okay. But what about the stop loss? Shouldn't I use a stop loss to protect myself? What if it goes sideways? So let's click on the stop loss and quickly reduce to the same length. And we can see that if it gets to 29.6, which is here, we can lose the same amount. Okay, but I'm not sure that I'm happy with losing the same amount. I don't want to either gain 1,000 or lose 1,000. want to either gain 1,000 or lose potentially 500 max. I don't want to lose any more than that. Now, of course, if I modify the lot size to be smaller, what will happen is it will impact my take profit as well. So what I can do is just to get, if I want, I can get the stop loss a little closer. Now we should be very careful with that because what do you think if I put it very close to my entry, the stop loss? Is that a good idea? Let's say as a question, should I place my stop loss very close to my entry? Should I do that, guys? But in the meantime, let's cut it by half. That means 250, so it should be this way. Or perhaps I should have done, I should have showed you what I did. So basically what I did is, you see there is 0.5. This is the current length. Okay, as we understand. Okay, so we have the just a second. We have the take profit a little higher, you see, 30.6, and we have the stop loss 29.85, which originally should have been here if it would have been the same length for the take profit. Now, why did I move it to 29.850? Because, just a second, because the 50 cents that I was looking for, or maybe in here it's translated to 500, okay? So in here, what I did is I simply sliced it by half. So 29.6 became 29.85, which is 250 instead of 500. And then I can gain 1,000 and lose potentially 550. Can put a little higher, but I wouldn't do that. Okay. Anyway, guys, I hope it helps. Do we have any questions with this trade? It's reward ratio 1-to-1 exactly, and that's why I modify that. But of course, everybody can do whatever they want. Okay, it's not a rule. It's not a mandatory thing to follow. And this whole process is really to help you construct the position with much more sense. It's not mandatory, but I think that with these 4 ingredients, at least we know where we are standing, and we can begin with analysis much more comfortably than just diving onto the abyss, right? So this way we have things lined up. We have take profit, we have stop loss. We already know that we have enough capital to take a position. This is the value without the leverage, by the way. This is how much it should have cost me if I wouldn't have leveraged from AIVA trade. Okay. Very, very simple, guys. Like I said, I hope that it helps. I wish you all great week to make a lot of profits, and I would like to invite you all to the live Q&A that we're doing tomorrow. As I said in the beginning of the webinar, if you would like to recap or rewatch the webinar, you can just visit our YouTube channel. Hopefully today should be an uploaded video of the recordings of this video. Other than that, as I said, you all have a good week and have a pleasant day.